Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Minecraft Jungle Temple set at long last. This has a lot of pieces that go into just detailing and texturing the outside to make it really feel like it's in a jungle. It's got all that mossiness. They tried to bring in a good amount of foliage around the outside as well. And they tried to shape the thing up. It has an open entrance at the front, but around most of it, it is completely closed up. They do have some openings you can kind of see through, but look at this, even around the back, completely closed up. You see, obviously, there's a trap right there with the flip fire missile. That's a little bit on the obvious side, but this really doesn't have too much of a camera unfriendly angle. I mean, back here, it looks relatively simple and plain, but they did continue going with different colors, different shades, and it does still fit in with the overall color scheme. The thing is, on the outside, mostly symmetrical left to right, and surprisingly, there's a lot of this that can be easily, you might say, mined. You know, a lot of parts can actually be removed easily because things use the jumper plates. Look at that, you take this whole piece off, this whole piece off, you just start breaking stuff off and mining this and getting resources. Even these on the sides come off, you know, and you can move stuff around to reconfigure things if you want to. I'm actually going to show you some alternate builds that they suggest using just these pieces, so you don't have to actually fully disassemble anything. You never have to break out the part separator, the brick separator or anything like that. But before I take the thing all the way apart, I'll go ahead and show you the rest of the detail on the front. It does have a tree which is very small. It does have some moss growing up it, and it does have one single cocoa bean that is fully ripe there. A little bit of foliage around the base of it as well to, again, just give you that kind of lush feeling. I mean, look at that, moss is just everywhere. I think these are supposed to represent pink tulips maybe, or I don't know, is that like some young lilac? It shouldn't be. It kind of look more like tulips. I'll show you the monsters a little bit later as usual, but yeah, pretty good level of detail. To get into this thing though, you take the entire top off. All that just lifts off. So get a good grip on it, and there we go. Removing the roof lets some light inside, and there you can see the dispenser that is ready to shoot an arrow at you. And that just has a metallic silver cone piece at the end of a regular flick fire missile part. You can see a little bit off to the side. This is kind of a nice angle just to give you an idea of what your minifig would be seeing. And then there is the switch panel. There's a section over to the left that will move, and it is locked by default. You need to find the correct combination to get this to actually open. The middle switch does nothing. It's the dead switch. And then once you get it just right, it'll open up. You can actually pull from the back. This green topped bit will open that up for you, and that reveals your reward with the chest. The chest has inside of it a bone, a diamond, and an emerald. There's kind of nothing else to see in here though. They mention booby traps, but that's really the only booby trap that's included in this. Nothing else is really going to challenge your figure. You could kind of see this as being something that could fall down on you if you want, just another removable section. I think it's kind of cool that they put some redstone, or a suggestion of redstone, into this part that comes out. You see one of the holes that acts as a lock. But beyond that, you know, this is really primarily a build in its default form that is to look good. It doesn't have a lot of play value. So let me go ahead and look at the alternate builds. Here's one suggestion that puts the top of the temple off to the side to represent a partially buried structure, but then it leaves the main structure just open, and you change the shape of it a bit by moving some stuff around. But I actually want to completely show you this, a different option, which seems to make the structure more substantial. So let me go ahead and configure that now. Took about maybe 2 minutes to shift some parts around, and this is looking much larger. Just has a lot more visual impact. It's more open on the sides, but you can kind of use the section on top of the switch panel to represent kind of a second floor, so you can put somebody up on top of that, and of course you can still get up to the roof. It's not too open, but definitely looks a lot better from the front, and you can still very easily just remove the roof to get interior access if you want, or if you want, go ahead and put this off to the side to, you know, expand things out again. Makes it very easy to very dramatically, I think, change the shape and form of this. The dark orange color on Steve here represents leather armor, so they've got a good range now. Finally, they need to bring in some enchanted armor, and I think that they'll be in pretty good shape. It's nice to get something different once again, and the skeletons are just as they've been before, which I think is perfectly fine. There's no print, no new print under there for Steve. It's just the same basic torso and face print that we've been getting since Wave 1. The set also graces us with one more ocelot, which is nice to see. I'm kind of an animal person, but not so much a cat person. However, the felines in Minecraft I like very much. I like how they look, and I like their behavior. So I really appreciate getting yet another one in Lego form. So there may not be a lot in this set that moves around actively as action features, but there's plenty of room to move figures and such around, and to move pieces of the structure around. Once again, they have done a nice thing to allow you to pretty easily reconfigure this. Nothing is hinged like with the waterfall base set to allow you to, you know, just almost instantaneously reconfigure and transform. But I mean, these two builds are distinctly different looking from the main one, and I think that's good, and it just encourages folks to very quickly get in and start doing some customizations. Best thing about this set to me is just how it looks, whether it's in this form or one of the alternate forms. Just that level of texture. Even some of the larger pieces, you know, the 2x2 level of resolution of texture is good, and then the colors and the smaller bits representing the moss and such, I think it's nice. It just makes for a good looking display piece just as it is. Share your opinion with myself and especially the rest of the viewers by leaving a comment down below if you'd like to, and stay tuned for more videos from me, because more are always on the way. Talk to you again soon.